this is a straight wig, right? You are not doing any curls, you're not doing anything extra. All you just have to do is make this thing sit on my head, right? But I still have time on my slot, like the time that we are supposed to be able to do this hair. You are using it to talk to me. I don't understand. I'm still doing Anita, trust the process, don't complain so much, okay? How are you covering bleached hair with strands of a bone straight wig? How? Like, it wasn't giving. Do you understand? Like, it was not giving what it was supposed to give. I was even the one just telling her, can you not just adjust here, adjust here? She was already frowning her face, one kind of like, why is this girl stressing me? In my mind, I'm like, auntie, I'm paying you. Like, I'm paying you for this service. You can't leave my hair like this. If it's in Nigeria, if you go somewhere, you make good, you know you're going to a place that you're going to, you know, make your hair nice. But here, they'll just have all that name and then they don't know what they're doing. It doesn't make any sense. Like, excuse me, I'm not your friend. Why would they follow me? They shout.
Don't ever come to my studio again. I don't ever want to see you come to my studio again. How dare you bash my business?
Blah, 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 blah. That is exactly what happened.
From a different continent, I packed a bag in confidence. I didn't come for compliments, oh no.
Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Anita. In case you're just seeing this pretty face for the first time, please do not make it your last by hitting the subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the like button as well and hit the notification bell just so you get notified every time I post videos like this. Alright guys, I am a Dublin based YouTube content creator. I just basically create content around lifestyle. I make vlogs and then I make like helpful videos as well for international students coming into Ireland or into Dublin. Anywho, so I am pretty excited about this video because it's the first time I'm filming a storytime video. Throughout this year, I don't think I filmed any storytime videos. Please guys, pardon me, I caught myself, so like I'm just gonna be holding it like this the whole time. Anywho, so let's get into what we have to do today. Guys, this storytime video is heavily requested, okay? I just had to come and do this because like it was just burning in my chest. It be teens. I had to make this storytime video because it be teens. So I don't know if you guys watched that vlog where I did my wig installation, like that weekend in my life vlog. That was the weekend I went to Burna Boy's concert, and that was also like the weekend entering my graduation. So that was basically the reason I wanted to get a hair installation. So I just had to come and tell you guys what actually happened, what went down that day, what they did to your girl. Alright guys, it's time to grab a snack, grab your popcorn, grab your juice, your drink, or whatever it is that you like. And if you'd like to find out what actually happened during my wig installation, don't go anywhere. Alright guys, so we are back. Now let's jump right into it. So like I was explaining, that weekend was supposed to be like a me time weekend. I was supposed to be you know, just getting my nails done, getting my wig installed. Meanwhile, I got that wig sent from Nigeria. I can't see her, I actually supplied the wig. Very lovely wig. It was customized to my preference. I loved the wig, right? And I just told myself, like, I just didn't want to be basic. Like, it was my graduation. I'm like, okay, let's do this. Like, let's go all out. I'm used to, you know, just installing my wigs myself. Well, not exactly like installing. I wear glueless wigs, so I just, you know, just put them on and just go. But this time, I just wanted to do something different. Like, I wanted a different look. Like, I just wanted, you know, I wanted someone else to just fit the wig on my head, and I didn't care paying for that service. And like I was explaining in my ranting video where I'm like, I'm a very DIY person. Like I'm used to doing stuff myself. Like I do my makeup myself. I even know how to do my nails myself. You know, I could do basic stuff myself. I bleach my hair myself. Like most of the things I know how to do, I do them on my own, right? So like, it's not like, you know, there's this kind of vibe when you know how to do stuff by yourself, and everyone is like, this girl doesn't like to spend money on getting things done. You know, she doesn't want to spend money to go to the salon. She doesn't want to spend money to do this. I'm like, I'm not that type of person, right? It's just because sometimes I just feel like it's better for me to do it on my own and understand myself better. Like I know what I want, because sometimes when you're explaining something to someone, they just don't get it, okay? And this whole thing that happened, this whole drama that unfolded, was not so much as to, oh, them not meeting my preference. It's just them not being able to do the basic, right? So 2 weeks before this weekend, I had booked a slot at a salon, a very expensive one in Dublin. And in my head, I didn't care that it was that expensive. Like the rates, they were charging about 109 or 110 euros, and I didn't care. Like I really didn't mind, because I'm like, if this, you know, I had seen the ambience on their Instagram page. I was really excited about, you know, the experience I was going to get. I liked the fact that it was going to be good for vlogging because I was going to take my camera. I even asked before then if I could bring my camera, and they said yes, that I could, because I asked if I could vlog, and like I took permission. When I tried to book on their website, they didn't have any free slots. So I spoke to a friend of mine who was working with them, and he helped me to speak to one of them, who said I should just send an Instagram DM and they're going to book me in. So they actually booked me in for a Saturday. I think that was the 3rd of December. I was really excited. Like, I had my booking since like 2 weeks before. The booking was supposed to be for 10 a.m. right? So fast forward to the day of the wig installation. Like, I was so excited, I was so thrilled. I got my stuff. The thing is, I forgot the wig itself at home. Like, I don't even know how that happened, but you know, it was my first time doing a wig installation, and in my head I'm like, I just go to the salon, they just do whatever they want to do in my head. I forgot I actually have to take that wig. You know, my work really just messes in my head, so like sometimes I don't remember things I'm supposed to remember, so I forgot the wig. So I had stepped out of the house, I had gone, I was literally on the train when I realized that I had forgotten this wig. So as I realized that, I got off at the next stop and I was waiting for the dad to go back. The weekend transport is just shitty, so that took a while. So I ended up like just getting a taxi, right, to come back home. I picked up the wig and I dashed out again. Same taxi, by the way. And if you live in Dublin, you know how expensive it is to take a taxi here. But I didn't mind, right, because I didn't want to miss this slot. Meanwhile, at the same time, from like 9:30 when I was at the train stop, I had started calling them at the studio to just let them know, look, I'm going to be a bit late, because I'm not the kind of person that does not keep to appointments. Like, if you tell me to be here by 9 a.m, I'm going to be there by 9 a.m. as best as I can. And I woke up really early that day. On Saturday morning, I have no business being up by 8 a.m. because I work from the office 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. So like, this was a Saturday. I woke up pretty early, got my stuff, dashed out of the house. I knew I was going to be like behind time because of the whole transport thingy. It's not like if I had gone with a taxi or someone had dropped me in the car, like I would not have been there like way ahead of time. But because, you know, the Dublin transport situation, especially on the weekend, is trash. So I just had to call, and I was calling, like I called them like 2-3 times. They didn't pick up. I think it was the 4th time someone picked up, and I just told the person, look, I'm so sorry, I'm supposed to be at the 10 a.m. appointment at your studio and I'm going to be a bit late. I just thought to call to let you know ahead of time, because I mean, like, that's the normal thing to do, right? And I didn't plan to be more than 10-15 minutes late. But you know, even still getting a taxi, you have to try and get a taxi before they will come to you and all that. So I took a taxi. The taxi had to drop me at home. Like, I had to just quickly pick it up. In fact, I didn't even want to waste any time. My housemates and my friend brought the wig for me to the door. I picked it up, dashed out. Okay, we drove, obviously, like traffic lights and everything, calling them at the same time. I'm like, this is where I am, this is the situation, and I explained to them where I was coming from, so which is really far from where their hair studio is. The lady was telling me, if I'm more than 15 minutes late, she can't attend to me, that. Look at me begging. If you see the way I was begging these people, you think that they were doing the hair for me for free. Like, I'm going to still spend too much money, and I was just there begging for the slot to not just get cancelled. In my head, I'm like, I fought so hard for this slot, so it doesn't make sense if the slot gets cancelled. Fast forward to when I got there, I got to the area where the hair studio was located around, let's say 10:25-ish. I was definitely more than 15 minutes late. And my slot was a 1 hour 30-minute slot, meaning that it was supposed to start by 10 and end at 11:30. That's 1 hour 30 minutes. Okay, cool. In my head, I'm like, it's just a hair installation, right? I don't think it should take up to 1 hour 30 minutes. So technically, if I'm 30 minutes late, you still have a whole hour to do whatever you want to do on my hair. And she was telling me, oh, their policy is if you're more than 10 minutes late, 10-15 minutes late, they can't take you anymore. They have to cancel the slot because it's going to affect the next customer. I'm like, how will it affect the next customer? You booked me in for 10 to 11:30. So now that I'm here by 10:30, how is that going to eat into the next customer's time? Oh, that they will need more than 1 hour to blah blah blah. I'm like, look, you're not doing much. I'm not even asking you to pluck the hair if it's not like, because it was pre-plucked. It's not pre-plucked to my standard, right? But I didn't mind if they didn't pre-pluck it. I'm like, this is a straight wig, right? You are not doing any curls, you're not doing anything extra. All you just have to do is make this thing sit on my head, right? I got into the salon and I was still begging this lady at the counter. She was telling me,
oh, I'm sorry, I have to go, we can't take you in. you can't take you late.
I mean, yeah, I'm 30 minutes late, but I still have time on my slot. Like the time that we are supposed to be able to do this hair, you are using it to talk to me. I don't understand. Like, can we not just start? So I was pleading, and I'm like, how much is the lateness fee if there is one? I don't mind paying it. Like, just let me know, right? And this is exactly what happened. Like, I'm not taking out anything and I'm not adding anything, just so you guys know. I was just sitting there and I was just waiting for her, and then like after 3 minutes, I don't know, she was consulting with her girls. Like initially I thought she was a receptionist. It was like she was standing behind the counter, like she was one responding to people that will come in. And next thing she's like, I should just sit in this chair. Next thing she wore an apron and she's about to start doing my hair. I'm like, okay. I gave her the wig. At this point, like I was just setting up my camera, and normally they're supposed to make cornrows, and I knew that was going to take some time. So I'm like, you know what, you don't have to stress yourself doing any cornrows. If my hair looks too full, you can trim it. Like it wasn't even this low before. It was a lot fuller, like a proper afro. Let's just use that to save time, because if you have to start doing cornrows on the hair, she had nails first of all. She was already saying that I don't know if your hair is going to be too short to cornrow. I'm like, you don't have to stress, because I know it's going to take more time. Cut the hair, okay? She was trying to cut the hair, and the thing was just falling on my clothes. In my mind, I'm like, are you not going to give me something to cover? I had to ask her. I mean, well, like the ambience that I had seen on their Instagram, I just realized it was just video editing. Like the lights, yeah, the lights were there, but they were not as bright as I imagined them to be from the video. Like if you'd seen the videos on their page, they were just amazing and out of this world. And me, I just like a very good experience. I don't care if it's expensive, but as long as you're giving me what I'm paying for, I'm cool, right? I don't have any issues. She gave me that stuff, like I wore it around my shoulders, and then she started cutting the hair. So after cutting the hair now, she brought out the wig, and then she's trying to place it on my head. And at this point, I was still struggling with my lens, so I was still trying to, like, I was in between struggling with my lens and trying to focus on what was going on, you know, at that time. She started telling me that, oh, the wig is bigger than my head. The hair vendor, the person who styled the wig or who made the wig, didn't like make it to my head size. Mine, I'm like, okay, what do you want me to do? Because I really don't know what I'm supposed to do with that information. Like, I just need my hair installed. Like, that was it, right? She was now also telling me, oh, there's no comb at the back. There's no way for her to make it sit. And you know how wig installation is supposed to be? Like, it's supposed to actually look very fitted and look like it's actually coming out of my scalp. Like, that was the whole point of doing a wig installation in the first place. So she placed it on my head, and the thing was just looking really bulky at the back. And I'm asking, like, is there any way to bring it down? She's like, oh, because there's no comb. I said, okay, can you not just sew it? Because I know that people sew these things sometimes. Like, if it can't fit, like, I feel you should have a needle and thread and be able to, like, just even sew the back together. There's this band around, you know, that you can easily just sew. She didn't have any of that. She didn't have the comb. No, so she started the hair. And me, I'm a trust the process type of person, but when I see someone doing something, I can almost tell if they know what they're doing or they don't know what they're doing. Like, I also trust the process, but in my head, I'm like, does this lady know what she's doing? Okay, let me not just be such a critic, okay? Let her just do her thing. She cut out the lace thing, and the next thing, she's bringing out glue. I was just surprised because she just only put the wig cap on my head. Usually, I know, like, I watch hair installation videos. You're supposed to wear the wig cap all the way to the ears, because it's a full frontal. Like, the frontal was an ear-to-ear frontal, right? So she was supposed to just wear the wig cap all the way to the ears, then glue where she's supposed to glue down, cut around the ears, just so, like, it can look very natural when you actually make it sit on my head. Doing all of that, it's just so it looks very natural, right? She just wore the wig cap on my head, and mind you, like, I am on bleached hair, as you guys can see. Like, this is how my hair has been for months, and this lady just wears the wig cap up to this area. I can literally see the front of my hair, all of that. I'm still doing Anita, trust the process, don't complain too much, okay? Like, I already knew I was late, so I was trying not to make a fuss about anything, just so that, you know, the lady doesn't feel uncomfortable, or she doesn't just dump my hair and just leave, right? I was just trying to, you know, just trust the process, like I was saying. And then the next thing, she brings the glue, she starts to glue it down. She didn't even adjust it, like bring it all the way to the front. So I don't know if you noticed, like, I have a large forehead. It's not abnormal, right? But then I feel as a hairstylist, you should know where the wig is supposed to start from. When you look at your client's face, like, you should know. I didn't say bring it all the way down here, but I mean, it was just starting from literally here. And I'm like, even my hairline is not from there. Why is it all the way back? Like, even when I posted the pictures on my WhatsApp status, a lot of people were saying, like, it was supposed to have been brought forward. So I'm like, thank God it's not like I don't know what I'm saying. So she just brought the glue and she started like gluing it down, and then she didn't like wear the wig cap all the way down here, so all these areas were just open, and I was just bothered. I had to bring her attention to it. So it's not like, okay, I left there without telling her what I thought was wrong, or just like I wasn't just quiet all the while in the chair not saying anything. So I told her, I'm like, all these areas, she's like, oh, she's going to adjust it, she wants to place the band over the head so that the wig can sit first. So she did that, she dried the hair, and then like when she was done with all of that, normally I know what they do when doing installations like this. You actually take these things layer by layer and you straighten it out. Like this is even easier than curling it, and I told her that this hair is not something that's going to stress you. If I was installing this wig on someone, I don't think I would have taken more than 30 to 40 minutes to do it, but I was booked in for a whole 1 hour 30 minutes, remember? So in my head, there's no excuse for this wig to not just come out looking pink, right? And I knew the amount of money that these guys were charging me. So when I was not just seeing all of that, I started to just get a bit uneasy. Like I couldn't even smile the whole time. I don't know if you watched the videos, like I was not burning my face because my mind, I'm like, what is this? The whole thing was already beginning to piss me off because she was already telling me there's not much she can do, blah 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 blah. Before she said that there was not much she can do, it's because I told her I didn't want baby hair, because I knew baby hair was also going to stress her. I'm like, don't bother doing baby hair. I just want this thing to look very natural. I want the hairline to look very natural and all. My hair is showing, and what does this lady do? She drags down a part of the front that she literally drags down a part of the hair and just uses glue to try and cover it up with strands of hair. Like, how are you covering bleached hair with strands of a bone straight wig? How? Like at this point I was even scared, let nothing happen to this wig, because this wig is like the most expensive wig I've ever got. I got this wig for about 300 and something K naira. Like it was really expensive, and in my mind I'm like, if anything happens to this wig, okay, let me not talk. So all she just did for the sides was like she just brought down strands of hair and, you know, put glue, and was hoping that it was going to magically conceal my bleached hair, you know. And when that happened, it just looked very odd to me. And then even the front was looking tacky. There was nothing such as, you know, adjusting, because I know sometimes when you place that band over the middle, like, and it sits, some parts look tacky, but you'd like, there's a way to straighten. I mean, these things, like, you should be professional. Guys, little did I know that this lady was just learning how to install wigs. Now, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong in learning, right? Or there's nothing wrong in, you know, installing a wig for a customer when you're still learning, but at least I feel like that customer should be in the know. If these guys, it was later I got to find out that these guys were actually fully booked, but they just accepted to book me in because, you know, I came through a friend of mine who was working with them, right? I told her, I'm like, this thing is looking very tacky. I'm sorry, is this how it's going to be? She's like, there's not much she can do. The wig was not my head size, blah, 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 blah. There's no comb. She's like, oh, they don't have those combs, and even if they have that, they will sell it to me. And I'm like, after you guys are charging about 109 or 110 euros for this service, I would still be paying to fit a tiny comb at the back. No needle and thread, no comb at the back. My edges are looking tacky, my hair is out, and the whole hair is just looking funny to me. And this wig is such an amazing wig. Like, it is so lush, it's so beautiful. I didn't expect it to, like, it wasn't giving. Do you understand? Like, it was not giving what it was supposed to give. And it's not because of the wig, it's because of the way it was installed. And at this time, this was like 10:50 thereabout when she was done. I was even the one just telling her, can you not just adjust here, adjust here? She was already frowning her face one kind, like, why is this girl stressing me? But I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, auntie, I'm paying you. Like, I'm paying you for this service. You can't leave my hair like this. You know, she told me at this point, this was like 11 o'clock. She was telling me there's not much she can do. She has done what she can do. That there's not much she can do. That there's not, that really like this is the best she can do. There's not much she can do. She was dropping her tools as she was leaving. And me, I'm just there trying to adjust things and just trying to wonder like what is going on. No problem. I still told her, like, when I got to the counter before, because I was supposed to go and pay at this point. Now, before I sat down in that chair, she didn't tell me that there was going to be a lateness fee, right? She didn't tell me, because I know I asked if there was a lateness fee that I didn't mind paying as long as they could just do the hair. But I feel before you give someone a certain service, the person should be fully aware of the amount. So even if it's something you had put on your website, because they didn't even put the lateness fee on the websites, by the way, I only knew how much I was supposed to pay for my own booking, right? I feel you inform customers when you know that there's going to be an added fee. Even if they ask, oh, is there blah blah blah, and you didn't respond at that time, before you start doing any work on them, you let them know that this is the policy here, and this is how much we're going to charge for it. So if I choose to continue, I'll now go ahead. And if someone is just learning, you can also let the customer know, so that if I choose to continue, like, it's fine. But you don't just use me to learn. You cannot use me as your lab rat and I'm spending so much money. Like, it just does not add up. So I got there, she told me how much I was supposed to pay. I'm like, whoa, what is going on? She was charging me about 130 euros thereabouts, and I'm like, but I was supposed to pay like 109 or 110. She's like, oh, the rest is for the lateness fee. And I'm like, but you didn't tell me all of this before I sat down. So where is this coming from? Because I'm not understanding. I didn't want to sound ungrateful. Like, yeah, I'm grateful that you still took me despite the fact that I was late, but in the end, I didn't even use up the allotted time that was given to me. My time was supposed to be from 10 to 11:30. This was literally just 5 or 10 minutes past 11 at this point. Like, I still had almost 30 minutes. Why am I still paying a lateness fee? It's not like my time ate into another customer's time. So no problem, like, I'm not one to just be dragging things too much there. So I paid the money. I didn't want it to seem like, oh, this girl that left without paying. I'm not like that, right? I paid the money, and then I left. I got back home. I was pissed. That's why, like, I was pissed. Like, on the train, I didn't call my girl. I was like, what nonsense is this? This is why I don't like to go to salons. Like, the only time I've legit been to a salon to do cornrows on my hair, I think I spent like 30 euros, and that was at city center. Like, after that time, like, I've just been doing it myself. My friends would just do it for me, and then like later I cut my hair, I've been dyeing, I've been bleaching myself, you know. That's just how I've been coping. First of all, it saves money, and then, you know, most of these people don't even know what they're doing. If it's in Nigeria, if you go somewhere, you make good, you know you're going to a place that you're going to, you know, make your hair nice. But here, they'll just have all that name, and then they don't know what they're doing. It's just crazy. So I got back home, like, I was pissed. I was making videos, and then some of these videos I shared on my Instagram. Guys, I'm home now, and I just end this part of the vlog here. So I was just really upset about this hair because, first of all, I know, like, with normal wig installations, right, they drag the wig cap all the way down to the ear, and then they glue, and then they cut around it. Do you see? Let me even raise this thing up so you can see very clearly what I'm talking about. So my hair is still showing, and you know I have bleached hair. It's not like she couldn't see that my hair was bleached. Because I didn't even want to stress her, right? I'm like, okay, you don't have to do a cornrow, just cut the hair, no problem. So, like, I just paid money and wasted money. This thing was, well, I'm not supposed to be seeing my hair, because the wig cap should have covered it, and it should have been glued down. Even at the other side, like, the sides are just looking tacky. See my hair. See my hair. And because I'm on bleached hair, it's not even black, so it's obvious, like, it's going to show. It's so tacky. See where the wig started from. I was expecting it to have started from here, at least here. So, like, a lot of things. I'm pissed because I spent so much money on this. They just charged me extra 25 euros for lateness fee when you didn't even use my full time. I was not eating into the time of another customer. So I honestly do not even understand what this whole lateness fee is about. Now, as I am talking to you now, I feel like just yanking off the whole thing and just putting it back myself, because it's not even the front, it's not even sitting where it's supposed to sit. Do you know, even this thing, this band, I bought this from Shein. If I didn't buy this from Shein, I don't know how I would have had this, because the one that they used for me, I'm like, okay, so are you not supposed to give me one of this, like, as part, like, do you know how much 130 euros is? And then you guys can't even give someone just a small band. This thing was not up to 2 euro on Shein. It wasn't up to 2 euros on Shein. What if I didn't have it? You should know that, okay, these are things that you should just give your clients or your customers, especially when it's not even a cheap service. You guys are expensive and you're not even giving the basics. You couldn't even help me sew the back of this. Like, I'm so mad. I feel like taking the whole thing off and let me just so that my money is in the trash, because that's exactly what it is. I have zero tolerance for people that like to just make up excuses to not make something the way it's supposed to be. If you are in Dublin like me, or like generally, like, unless you really know who you're going to install your hair with, please do not go. It's a waste of money. Look at my hair. Spending money and not getting value for your money is one of the worst things that could ever happen to you, because it's not even like the expense. It's not even like the saddest part. It's not the fact that it was so expensive. The saddest part is after spending so much, it was just shit. Do you guys see my hair? I had to come in close light so you guys can see. Forget, I know I'm a fine girl. That's the only reason that this thing is even looking nice, right? But this hair installation, nah. This lady just messed with my hair and I'm so upset. You know when you tag someone, but you don't tag them to see, you don't tag them for people to see, right? You tag them so that they can see it. Like how you tag someone and you like drag their name all the way out of the screen so nobody who is watching can see the name that is there except you. So that's what I did in I think about 2 of the videos where I was literally pointing out what went wrong. Now I tagged these guys on Instagram. This is where shit got real. So I tagged these guys on my Instagram story just so that they could see it and see what actually happened. I think about an hour or 2 later, I received a call from the manager of the place, manager or owner, I don't even know who she is. The first thing she was doing to me, guys, you would not believe this. As a manager or as an owner of a business, you call a customer who has a bad review, and the first thing you can do is to yell at me. I'm not even kidding, like this is just me being flat out honest. This lady called me and was just, first thing she said was,
"Hello, am I speaking with Anita?" Yeah, so first of all, before I even let you say anything, how dare you bash my business online?
This is exactly what she said to me.
How dare you bash my business online?
And I'm not understanding what she's saying. I didn't post your name, I didn't put your name out there, I never stated I was going to so place online. Like I was just in my house making a video about the hair installation. I tagged you so you could see it, right? She didn't even let me speak. She was just saying all sorts of nonsense. I'm not even kidding. She was saying also, and I'm calling this nonsense because as a business owner, when someone has a bad review of something that was done at your wherever, the first thing, your first reaction is even first of all to be apologetic. Oh, I'm sorry, this turned out like this. You know, what could have gone better and blah blah blah. Like you want to talk. She called me to rant. She called me to yell at me. Like if she feel beat me, she feel flog me. Next thing she said is that we were fully booked. We decided to take you on because we didn't, that they had an event. So they actually had an event where the major hairstylist left. So they now left me with the apprentice, like the person who was literally just learning work. And no one could have told me that, okay, this is the situation, or if you actually insist on getting your hair installed, this is who's going to install the hair for you. I wasn't told. This lady just came and did nonsense on my head. I expect me to just take it and I was supposed to just pay the money. Next thing she said,
that we still, you were 30 minutes late. So I decided to book you in, waiting for you to come and start leaving my business, bashing my business online, da.
And I'm just there listening because like I didn't want to interrupt her. Next thing she said is,
I'm going to issue you a full refund.
She didn't tell me when I was going to come in, by the way.
I'm going to issue you a full refund, but if you had any issues, why couldn't you come and speak to the man?
Remember, I'm like, I spoke to this lady, like I literally told her, you can ask her yourself. I told her what was wrong, you know, and in my mind, I'm just telling myself like the first reaction of this lady is not supposed to be coming to be backing at me. Like it doesn't make any sense. It's like, excuse me, I'm not your friend. Why would they follow me? They shout. Like she was just yelling, and then she didn't even let me speak. That's the most annoying part. Telling me,
and next time I don't ever want to see you coming close to my studio. Don't ever come to my studio again. I don't ever want to see you coming close to my studio again. How dare you bash my business? Blah 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 blah.
That is exactly what happened. She hung up before I could even say anything, and I was pissed. I didn't want to call back because I just felt I'm getting my full refund, and I knew I was still going to come here to do my story time, but that's fine. I'm not going to call their name. Like this is not me calling them out, right? But even in my videos, if you notice, I did not show their name. I was literally blurring out the parts that were showing their name just so that it doesn't look like I'm trying to call them out. I am a business owner as well. Like you know, if they follow me, they talk like say I be Pekin. Let me just say that I'm pidgin because I'm not a child, right? I know how things are done. You have to be polite. I have heard from more than 1 or 2 persons about the same owner of the business. Like she's the one literally driving away her customers because she has this very bad attitude that drives people away. So the only people that will even come into her studio are people that maybe are close to her or whatnot. This is what I heard. I don't even know her. Like I've never seen her face. I don't want to see her face. I don't want to ever know her. But this is actually what I heard about her, and it's really bad. You cannot have a business and not be friendly to your customers if you know you're not very good at having like a very close relationship with customers, or you don't know how to talk to customers, that's why you get someone else to manage the business for you. Someone who can actually speak to clients, speak to customers on your behalf, and make them happy. Like, you're not supposed to give your customer a bad impression. You cannot be as in, she literally told me that I should never first of all, I was never going to, if I anything will drag my leg there again, make my leg cut. Who is ever going to go to your studio? Please, excuse me, after what I went through, I would take my legs there. Then I must be sick or something. That I should never come to your studio again. Like, excuse me, is it heaven? Oh, anyway. Let me even show you guys what they did to my hair. I'm just going to come closer. I don't know if you guys can see this dark spot here. Yeah. So when the wig finally came off, I realized it had given me a serious wound on the edge. So this is what happened. I don't know what type of glue that they used on my head, but this is what it did. It was bleeding. The day it came off, like this hair came off on its own, and it was bleeding. Now I know people do wig installations and it lasts for like weeks. My own did not even last for up to 1 week. After 5 days, it was already coming off. And this is what they did. Like, look at what they have done to my skin. This was my first wig installation, and it was a horrible experience. You didn't even bother to ask me what actually went down. She just went straight to start yelling at me. I have run a business before. I had an online restaurant with my cousin back in Lagos, where there was one of our dispatch riders that had eaten part of the food we were delivering. We had to send out food again in the next batch to that customer at no cost. Like, that's what you do when there's a bad review, where something goes wrong. It's not for you to come and start yelling at the person. As much as you're offering a refund, you don't now make the whole situation look bad by trying to insult that customer for even giving a review in the first place. Like, why do people then ask for reviews if you cannot handle a bad review? You're not supposed to be doing business, because it cannot be good all the time. It cannot be rosy all the time, right? So they gave me someone who didn't know what she was doing. I had a bad review, but all of a sudden I don't have the right. Excuse me, like, you have no right to tell me what to put on my social media. Nobody has the right to tell me what to put on my social media. It's my content. I will put whatever I choose to put there. As long as I'm not mentioning anybody's name, I'm not dragging anybody. If I want to drag you, I will drag you. But like, I wasn't doing that. That was not the intention. Me even tagging them was just so that they could see the videos that I made. They could see what I'm talking about. Like, I'm not a creative person. I'm not just saying, oh, this didn't go well and I'm just talking because I just want to talk. I was actually tagging them so that they could see the work that was done. The lady even told me herself on the phone, this manager or owner, whatever her name is, she told me that this particular person was still learning how to do wig installation. My mind, I'm like, are you just telling me? Wow. You guys could not have made that known before I started doing the hair. They couldn't tell me online. They couldn't tell me when I got into their studio. They couldn't say anything. I was done paying the money. Now you're telling me that this person is a learner. Like, it makes no sense. This is actually just the shitty experience that I had during my wig installation, and I just thought to share it with you guys because I was livid. Like, I was literally pissed. I was pissed. I'm just happy. I feel so much better now. And like I said, they actually issued me a full refund, which is even what like really calmed my nerves. But I told myself I was still going to come and do a review here, because even after I texted, I sent a message, I think the next day or 2 days after, when I hadn't seen the refund yet, to ask what was going on, or like if there was any updates. Like, the lady just ignored me. So I'm like, okay, no problem, cool. So this is just me like talking about what actually happened and how you guys need to stay away from toxic businesses, okay? Stay away from toxic businesses. And if you want to do a hair installation, especially if you're dead, I think I need you to actually have heard good reviews from friends before you choose to just put your money there, because sometimes you just realize that you're just making a very big mistake. And it was after this incident happened that people started referring other people to me that were very good at doing wig installs and all. And I know, hallelujah, I am never going back there again. Amen. Amen. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section. Let me know what's on your mind, because this was crazy. Like, this is one shit that actually got me really pissed, because this was my graduation week and I was supposed to just be happy the whole weekend, you know, entering into my graduation, which was supposed to be on Monday. The Burna Boy concert was the next day. So like, I was really pumped for the weekend, and this just really dropped my morale. Like, really dropped it low. But I'm happy anyway. Like, it all worked out in the end. And yeah, that's actually all that happened. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the like button as well, so I know that you like this video. Also hit the notification bell so you get notified every time I post interesting videos like this. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to check out my other videos. I'm linking them in the description box, and I will see you in my next videos with more tea. But till then, au revoir. Bye guys.